Northeast Indiana and Northwest Ohio are the places to be when it comes to fall festivals. Starting in September and going through the end of October, there is something new and different to do every weekend. We will show you where to find the most delicious homemade chicken and dumplings, the best kids activities with a fall flair, where to pick the best apples, and where to find the most perfect pumpkin for your fall activities. Come along as we team up with Wild Kids of Northeast Indiana from Facebook as we show you all of the fun fall things to do in the area.
Welcome to VO's Travel. Where to go and what to see. With kids!
The Johnny Appleseed Festival is one of the best things you can do to kick off the fall season in the Midwest. The festival is located at Johnny Appleseed Park in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and is held the third weekend of September every year on Saturday and Sunday. The festival creates a historically authentic recreation of Johnny Appleseed in the time when he was living. The festival is full of crafters, demonstrators, trappers and traders, and all kinds of food booths that show us how the pioneers in that day of age lived. And as an added bonus, Johnny Appleseed is actually buried here and you can see his tomb.
What's the best food to eat at Johnny Appleseed?
Chicken and dumpling. And caramel apples.
And what's the best thing to drink?
Root beer.
As you can see, our favorite food is chicken and dumplings. You'll want to look for the Homestead Chicken and Dumplings sign. And just to the east of that stand is the root beer. It comes in all kinds of really cool glass bottles. We like to sit at the little stage next door while we eat and listen to music like this. This is the band Sultry, and you can find them on Facebook. My kids especially love visiting all the tents and finding little goodies that they can buy. And we also love visiting the recreators like this.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Sergeant Major Leaks. All my friends call me Lucky. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Can you tell us about something on your table here?
Well, besides my lunch, which is very nice victuals, I like victuals, I have some manuals that teaches us how to be a soldier.
Besides all the entertainers, the yummy food, and the people demonstrating their specialized crafts, there's also a big area down by the river full of children's games, so make sure you check that area out too. And as a fun little giveaway, I hosted a scavenger hunt this year at Johnny Appleseed. Shout out to Amy and Caroline for winning this year's $20 gift card. Be on the lookout for next year's scavenger hunt, and maybe you'll be a winner too. Another one of our favorites is the Grabill County Fair. It is held the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday after Labor Day each year in a town called Grebel, Indiana, a local Amish community. It has one of the best parades around and some of the best food. There's a lot to do besides just the parade, all kinds of activities and games for kids. They have an entertainment stage filled with all kinds of things to watch, some local eating contests, games for kids of all ages, and make sure to stop at the general store before you leave the Grabill County Fair. It's one of the best stores around with the best penny candy. Another favorite is the Fall Festival at Keener Dairy Farm. It operates on the weekends from the middle of September through the end of October and costs about $10 to get in. There are a couple discounts available. The dairy farm is located in northwest Fort Wayne, Indiana, and has lots of cows on site. You can actually watch them get milked by robots. There's lots of activities, including this haystack to climb around on, a huge corn pit to play in, and a hayride to boot. They also have one of the best corn mazes in town, and the best grilled cheese sandwich I have ever had. And enough activities there to keep you busy for a good 2 to 3 hours. The next place you need to check out is Cedar Creek Produce. It is located in Leo, Indiana. Throughout the summer, they have all kinds of you-pick vegetables and fruit available, like strawberries and blueberries. But in the fall, they open it up into a fall wonderland. They're open through the week, 10 to 5, and on the weekends, 10 to 6, starting the last week of September and going through the end of October. When you first walk in, they have this great photo booth set up, and they also have a sampling of their beehives that you can check out. They have one of the best farmers markets available with all kinds of produce, gourds, apples, pumpkins that you can buy. They also make and produce their own honey, maple syrup, and offer apple slushies if the fall day is a little bit warmer than expected. After walking through all of that, you will enter their little playland area that they put out in the fall. It is $7 a person for everybody ages 4 and over. They have all kinds of inflatables. They have the hamster tube, they call them the rat racer, that you can roll around in. They have basketball hoops made out of tractors. They have a tic-tac-toe area. And they even have a huge tractor made out of hay bales that you can climb around on. They have one of those big jumping pillows for kids. Here you can see it in action. There is another basketball hoop set up made out of a little tractor It's another little haystack area that you can climb around on in and out through those tubes. And then back here, they actually have a corn maze. One thing that is different about their corn maze is that they have made it into a scavenger hunt. They give you this little piece of paper, and there's all kinds of inflatables that you can find while looking through that. There was the corn pit. They also have a nice hand washing station and porta potties available. They have a llama and a sheep that you can pay to feed. They have a little gumball machine where you put in 1 or 2 quarters, and it will spit out food. You could spend easily 1 to 2 hours here, and it's a great place to go, especially because they're open during the week if you're home with little ones. Another place that our family likes to visit in the fall to pick our own apples is Advanced Tree Technology in New Haven. They have rows and rows and rows of apple trees, and it's fun to go and pick your own. They have a small pumpkin patch as well if you need a pumpkin, since it is fall time. And one tip, make sure to bring a wagon because those apples get heavy. They have a small farmer's market, sell apple cider and a little bit of produce, and have a great photo op area as well. And now on to pumpkins. My favorite place to get pumpkins every fall is a little stand at Robinson Chapel in Fort Wayne, Indiana, that is put on by Aunt Gena's. They have all kinds of pumpkins available, not just your traditional orange ones. They have bumpy ones, gray ones, white ones, any kind of pumpkin and gourd you would want, they have it. Just be prepared because it is cash only. Now this is probably my favorite fall place ever. It's huge. Lincoln Ridge Farms in Convoy, Ohio. It's only about a half-hour drive from Fort Wayne.
We're here at Lincoln Ridge Farms and it costs $15 a person to get in.
It is a little pricier than other fall places, but is very well worth it. It is probably 5 or 6 times bigger than any other place you'll find. There is so much there that you could easily spend a half of a day here, a good 4 to 5 hours, and you will not get bored. There's all kinds of things for the kids to do and play on, like this haystack, a zip line that you'll see there on the left, that tube slide to go down on the right. They have racing cars that my kids love zooming around on. They have a second and faster zip line that you'll see here, and they also have this little wagon train thing that goes around the whole farm so you can put your kids in and let them go around for a bit. They have this little haunted castle that was great for my kids' ages. It was a little creepy, but it didn't scare them at all. It was actually really fun and really cute to walk around in. Here's just a little bit of it so you can see for yourself.
Look at that, Mom. You can just see his face shining. Mom, look at your bracelet in the light.
Cool. Now let's talk about food. They have a couple different areas to get food, and we'll describe it here.
Over at that orange and white barn,
That tent?
in that tent, there's corn dogs, donuts, and also pops. Lots and lots of pops. So if you like Pepsi, then you're gonna love it there.
But what's in this barn?
Where all the real food is.
Yeah, what time does the barn open?
12 o'clock.
So this red barn has all the lunch food like we said earlier. They had pulled pork sandwiches, cream chicken that was really good, sloppy joe, mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, and all of those homemade goodies. This is an example of the cream chicken. It was delicious.
Potatoes are like beautifulness in a cup.
What does it taste like?
Beautifulness, and it doesn't really have the cheese flavor in it.
We also have some sloppy dogs. What's the sandwich? A sloppy joe and a regular hot dog. The cream chicken, pumpkin roll. Oh, we got chili and more potatoes.
After lunch, we went to check out more of the activities. They had a cute photo op here and at one of those humongous jumping pillows. They actually had one for smaller kids and another bigger one for larger kids. And then right next door was the corn maze. It did have a sign saying it was called The Haunt and it was for teenagers and adults only, but my husband and sons went in there and they didn't have a problem with it at all. They have these racing rubber duckies. They have that really cool tree in the background. That's a great place to take pictures. Every 2 hours, they have a little pig race. How cute is that? They have these huge slides you can race down and a corn bend to play in too. Before we left, we headed over to that orange tent that we showed you earlier that had more of the desserts in it. You have to get the homemade donuts. They make them right there. They sell them fresh, they're warm, and they're everything that is good and yummy in fall time. Don't leave there without getting the donuts. A couple things that I did not get pictures of is the hayride. There's a free hayride that takes you all around the property, and they also have a little farmer's market and pumpkin patch as well. If I had to pick only one place like this to go to in the fall, Lincoln Ridge Farms would be the place that I would pick. It is well worth the money, and everybody of all ages has a great time here. If you find yourself in Northwest Ohio, close to Sandusky, there's a couple places I'd like to tell you about. Both of them are in Berlin Heights, Ohio. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from Fort Wayne, but there's lots of other things to do in that area also. Admission price was $10 for adults and $14 for kids. They had this really cute bubble making station. They had a couple little areas set up for basketball made out of these little trailers. And they had some goats that you could feed. One, you would put the food in this little container and wheel it up to them. That was pretty cute. They had these hamster wheels that you could roll around on, of course, fall in and get dirty rear ends, but kids loved it. They also had these racing bikes and a little dirt track to ride around on. They had a corn bin to play in and a couple tractors that you could check out and sit on and take pictures on as well. They also had a really cute farmer's market selling all kinds of produce, fresh baked items, honey, syrup, anything fall related. And across the street, they had a corn maze and this really cute photo op area to take pictures in front of as well. Burnham Orchards is open every weekend through the end of October. This next one we found was really special. It was at Quarry Hill Orchards, and at the peak of apple season, which is just one day in the fall, they open up this humongous fall festival, and it was beautiful. They had this wonderful farmer's market with a couple super cute dogs carrying apples around. They had anything imaginable that you would want. They had it in the market. Like I said, the dogs were everywhere, and they were adorable. These apple fritters were amazing. They had a little corn husk doll making area. They had somebody making fresh apple butter and giving demonstrations of how to make knives and hooks. That was really cool. My boys really loved watching him work. Back in the little barn area, they had live music going on when we were getting ready to leave, and they had other items for sale like t-shirts and aprons, not just produce. They do have a winery that's up the hill. It's a nice walk up the road that you can check out as well. I hope I gave you a whole bunch of ideas of things that you can do in the fall time in and around Fort Wayne, Indiana and Northwest Ohio. Fall time in our family is one of our favorite times to be together and to do fun things like this. If you have any other fall festivals or ideas in and around these areas, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to check them out. And as always, I hope that you remember to choose joy and take all of the pictures.